All right, it's EJ versus Degenerates, of course, every week with the man, Zack Degenerate, of course. Zachary, what's up, buddy?
What's up? How am I beating Vegas, but I can't beat you?
I don't know. It's weird.
It's terrible.
Did you hit this week on the parlays?
No, no, just from the first week of the season.
Okay.
I'm still relishing in that.
Yeah, so I won week two. So we tied week one. I won week two by 6-5. Not impressed with it again. It's been some of these games like I'm not gonna so far say it's been a chaotic year, but there's been some surprises on both ends. Whether or not 2-0 Commanders, 2-0 Falcons, 2-0 Bucks. Then you got 0-2 Chargers, 0-2 Vikings. You know what I mean? 0-2 Bengals. So it's a little surprise here and there. But again, when you have a 17-week season also too, that extra week adds less panic, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Like you're not panicking about the Bengals and
I wouldn't panic about the Bengals till about week 5. The Chargers, if they go 0-3, I would panic.
the
Just
Vikings.
because of No, the Chargers.
No,
If
right.
the Chargers started 0-3, I would panic. The Bengals, if they're 0-4 and by week 5 they finish 1-4, I would not have the fear.
I only mentioned the Vikings because the Vikings and the Chargers play each other this weekend. That's why I mentioned that because someone's going to go 0-3 most likely, barring a tie.
I took Green Bay to win that division, so I guess I'm expecting Vikings.
Well, we'll get to the picks here in a second. First game here on the docket, and also we'll cover some at the tail end. Also, in addition to the FSU Minute, this is actually a big college football weekend. I want to tackle some of the games also in the college football because it's a big weekend for some ranked teams. First off here, New York Giants at San Francisco 49ers. The Niners are 10-point favorites. The over-under is 43.5. Of course, the Giants are going to be out with Saquon Barkley, although there was talk in the last 24 hours about him possibly coming back for this game, which I in my opinion, be very stupid for him to do. Zachary, I got Niners number one in my rankings again for the second week in a row. Giants struggle, early against Cardinals. Miracle win late last week. I mean, I'm assuming we know where we're going this game, right?
You're taking the points. It's double fucking digits, right?
Well, we've known each other now close to 20 years. And your thing has always been for 20 years. If the Giants are getting a lot of points, historically, you take the Giants. I don't know if this week applies to this last 20 years of statements. I don't know.
It shouldn't have applied to the Super Bowl ones, but they paid off, man.
But again, that's 2007.
You said a couple decades, right?
You thinking
That's it.
Giants? You thinking Giants on the points?
I am.
I don't know, man, but I'm taking the Niners on the points here just because I just don't see it. You don't Saquon. Then again, it could be a situation where they get off the gas this week too, also. So I can see a logic there.
Just for the fact you're taking the Niners, and I've taught you this lesson. I hope I lose this pick and the Giants lose 40-0.
Helps you out, man, as a Commanders fan in the division.
Yeah.
2-0 Commanders. How that happens beyond me, I don't know. Anyway, next game here, we go to Sunday, 1 o'clock. What was that?
Get early scheduling.
Early scheduling, yep. We got the Tennessee Titans heading to Cleveland to face the Browns. The Browns are 3.5-point favorites. The over-under is 39 points. At what point do we stop using rust as an excuse for Deshaun Watson? Are we there now? Do we give him a couple more weeks? Or what do you think?
Oh, I'd definitely give him a couple more weeks.
Okay.
So you're telling me he had, 6 weeks to play last year.
Right.
And then takes an off season. And then barely plays during the preseason.
Yeah.
Right? Shouldn't he still have rust? Because as soon as he was starting to get a little something at the end of the season, he went on break. And nothing replicates game time.
True.
So, Russ comes back.
Luckily for Luckily for the Browns, every single dollar that's owed in his contract is due to him. Every single dollar, every single cent is due to him. So you better figure it out fast. Um,
Starting to look
also,
cheap.
yeah. Also, Nick Chubb out for the year. Obviously, possibly career. That was a nasty injury on Monday Night Football.
Oh,
Opportunity lost. Was that?
he's coming back by week 1 next season, man.
You think so?
Oh, absolutely.
That being said, man, Browns miss a golden opportunity to take control of that division. Well, not control because it'd be Baltimore retired them also, but I mean, going 2 out the shoot, it's a big deal for them. So I think that's a massive loss to Pittsburgh. This is a Steelers team also that didn't do shit on offense either. You know what I'm saying? So that being said, it's a low number. It's the lowest number of the week. Actually, no, second lowest number of the week. Here, I apologize. Um, I'm still taking the under in this one.
I'm doing the same. Like there's nothing that either team has told me can help get an over. So give me the under.
All right. Next one here, we have the frisky 2-0 unbeaten Atlanta Falcons head to Detroit to face the Lions. The Lions are currently 3-point favorites. The over-under is 46. Zachary, what are you doing?
Oh, this is your mortgage. Take the Lions. The Lions blowing out Atlanta.
I have the same feeling, brother. I was on Hulla Podcast last night, and I said my lock of the week also was this: the Falcons will be losing their first game of the year this week.
It's a rude awakening for Atlanta fans.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you on that. Cool story though, but Detroit back in the saddle again. All right, next one here. This is probably one of the most intriguing games of the week, actually, to be honest with you. That is the New Orleans Saints heading to Green Bay to face the Packers. The Packers are 2-point favorites. The over under is 42.5. Gotta tell you, the Packers, tough loss last week against Atlanta. But overall, first 2 games out the shoot, they look pretty good. Like they look like a solid team. Like I like the more I see them, even with the loss last week, I feel like this is a playoff team in that conference. This can go a long way.
I agree. The only thing that's standing in their way of the division title will be the Lions. But I think Green Bay's proving now if you sit a quarterback for a full year, or maybe 2 or even 3, and let him just learn and be patient, it pays dividends.
Yeah. And I think also the more he plays, Jordan Love plays, I think he'll gain more confidence as it goes on.
Absolutely.
So I'm taking Green Bay here.
Yeah, I think he gains confidence with another win.
Yep. All right. That means the Saints will be unbeaten no more after this week, according to us anyway. All right. Next one here, we have the Denver Broncos heading to Miami here to face the Dolphins. The Dolphins are 6.5-point favorites. The over/under is 48 points. Zachary, what you doing this one?
Oh, give me Miami. They put it just under the 7-point line. Love this game.
Yeah, I'm the same way
Denver
too,
will
man.
not be able to keep up with the points scored.
Yeah, I'm with you. That's kind of sneaky too. That half point is like what am I missing here? And not only that, for all the talk about Russell Wilson, isn't that? And by the way, he hasn't been bad this year. This has been special.
Yeah.
And with that contract, you gotta be special. But that being said, the reason they're 0-2 is their defense. What happened to
Yeah.
their defense?
After all that talk of if the offense could just score 17 points.
Yeah, yeah. They get scored 33
Yeah.
on Sunday. Yeah. No, I like Miami here. First home game of the year, but very impressive too. 2-0 to shoot, both on the road against quality defenses too. Well, quality teams, quality defense. Patriots, quality team, and Chargers. That's pretty impressive start for the Dolphins and Tua. All right, next one here we have the LA Chargers heading to Minnesota to face the Vikings. The Vikings are 1-point favorites. The over under 54 points. I gotta say, both teams 0-2, and yet to me, this is the most intriguing game of the weekend.
I agree. Doesn't it feel like it might be a high pressured situation? Maybe a lot of America might be watching. I feel like all eyes might. There could be a lot of talk leading into this game. And if that's the case, well, there's only one way you can lean. And not
Chargers.
even the coach can screw up the karma of Cousins. So give me the Chargers.
I feel like there's more pressure on the Chargers than there on the Vikings because the NFC, like it's hard. It's still early to tell how things will shake out, but the NFC is the weaker of the two conferences, obviously. I think the Chargers can still come back and make up games here. Um, Vikings could also too with the conference, but I don't know, man. I'm gonna take the over in this one though. I can see a little shootout here going on.
Oh yes, absolutely.
Yes. So you got Chargers, right?
Yes.
All right, I got the over here. Okay. Next one here we have the New England Patriots heading to New York to face the Jets. The Patriots are 2.5-point favorites. The over under 36.5. Low, 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 low. Zach, what are you doing this one?
Oh, I can either keep my belief that the Pats are the worst team in their division, or I can go, it doesn't matter how great the Jets defense is, nothing makes up for Zach Wilson. Doesn't matter how great that defense is, nothing makes up for Zach Wilson. Patriots gonna win. They finally get on the board.
They cover two.
Yes.
So I gotta say, at what point do you pull the plug on Zach Wilson? Like, give him another 2 weeks, give him 3 weeks, give him this week.
Oh. Okay. So here's the gift that keeps on giving, right?
Mm-hmm.
Supposed to be one of the most loaded quarterback drafts coming out of college in years. You managed to hold on to your first round draft pick. And you only have Aaron Rodgers for 2 years on contract, and he renegotiated it. Maybe
Uh-oh.
you keep Zach Wilson the whole season.
Let him tank it for you?
Hey, you got a great defense. You were really close last year with them. You're not tanking. You're trying. You're giving them one last hope. And at the end, if he sucks, your reward is one of the top 3 quarterbacks in the draft.
Yeah.
Caleb Williams. I would say probably Sanders, number 2 at this point. And then you're looking at the North Carolina kid.
Right.
So, what is it, May?
He's pretty good. Number 10, right?
Yeah.
I think. Yeah, he's pretty good. I don't think this under is low enough. I'm going under still.
Wow.
This is a 16-13 Slava knocker, man. You know what I mean? And
You
that's
can't-
high end. That's high end.
I could see a couple of defensive touchdowns. That's my worry.
Yeah, it's true. On both ends too, because both teams are pretty
Oh.
really good. But give me the under this one. All right. Next one here, we have the Buffalo Bills heading to Washington to face your Commanders. The Bills are currently 6.5-point favorites. Disrespectful, of course. The over-under is 43.5. Kind of want to take Washington the points here. That's where they win the game, man. But I'm gonna take Washington points. Buffalo's too up and down to trust a cover spread. Now they probably win the game. In the Super Bowl 26 rematch, of course. But I just think that Washington's competitive. They got a lot of fire.
See, you sound like one of those like fans with their beer goggles on. They're trying to see the hope. There's no hope in this game.
Yeah.
Take the Bills.
Wow, to cover too?
Look, we struggled for 3 quarters against Denver. We struggled against Arizona. I don't think either of those teams are going to be very good at the end of the year. So maybe my team isn't going to either.
I think you're talking from a fan point of view and this plain scared. But this is my opinion. So Buffalo cover, huh?
Yes, sir.
All right, next one here. We have the Houston Texans heading to Jacksonville to face the Jaguars. The Jags are 9.5-point favorites. The over under 44. Zach, what you got in this one?
You know how I love taking Houston or going against Jacksonville. I'm gonna wuss out on both of those and just take the over. I think there's gonna be a lot of points scored.
I can see that. Now last year the Texans beat the Jags here in the spot in Jacksonville. I would say Jacksonville's a lot better team now than they were last year. At this point, especially. Houston's not that good. I also think Jacksonville's going to be seething after that loss to KC last week. So I'm thinking the Jaguars will cover this game and then run away.
Seething from a loss they were expected to have.
I don't know it was expected, but definitely that had upset vibes to it a little bit.
Yeah.
And they had a chance to put the game away early. Didn't do that. Let Mahomes hang around that long, so it happened. I think the Jazz bounce back here in a big way and cover. All right, next one here we have the Indianapolis Colts and the Baltimore to face the Ravens. Ravens are 7-point favorites. Over under 45. Feels a little low, right? Maybe by a point, maybe. I think
I,
9 should be like 8.5, 9 points maybe for this game. Are the Colts more overvalued than we realize?
I was thinking the other way. I was thinking the over underline is a little low. I don't have faith in Baltimore's defense, but I would expect both teams to be able to put up points.
So you're gonna take the over?
It's 7. It's a hard 7. Like, give me a half at
Well, seven
least.
and a half. What? 7.5.
Yeah, no, I want 6.5.
Oh, you want lower? Okay.
Yeah, I want to be able to win on a touchdown. So instead of taking Baltimore, I'm just gonna take the over.
I'm gonna go some balls and take Baltimore here, but I can see a logic here, especially. Indy is definitely competitive. Obviously they were in that game with Jacksonville week 1. Then they outright obliterated freaking Houston last week, even losing the quarterback. In the second quarter. You know, but I just think Baltimore. What I saw last week, Baltimore, Cincinnati, and Lamar Jackson, how comfortable he was in the offense for the first time, like as a passer, and then running when he had to run, not running schematically speaking. And this is the early stages of this now. If this is what we see going forward, Baltimore, look out. This could be the scariest team in the AFC going forward if he stays healthy. So that's the
Dolphins
team.
scariest team in the AFC right now.
Say it again.
The Dolphins are the
Oh,
scariest.
definitely. Oh, yeah. Right now, I would say Dolphins definitely. But if Baltimore's offense continues to grow and get better as the weeks go on, you got a serious problem. All right. Next one here, we have the Carolina Panthers heading to Seattle to face the Seahawks. The Seahawks are 6-point favorites. The over-under is 41.5. I'm a little surprised this low. Carolina's not that good. Seattle, I guess, losing week 1 to the Rams. Still a bitter taster and with better, I'm assuming. Then they eked out a win against Detroit this week. I don't know. I think Seattle wins this game going away. Carolina's not good.
Yeah, I really wish Bryce Young had like a sore foot, a sore ankle, something that would keep him out of this game. Because I feel like it could be really, really ugly and set the kid back a few weeks.
Taking Seattle?
Oh, I'm taking Seattle big.
Yeah.
I think the crowd might score more points than Carolina.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. All right, next one here. We have the Chicago Bears heading to Kansas City to face the Chiefs. The Chiefs are 12.5-point favorites. Biggest spread of the week. Over-under is 47. This is easy for me. Give me KC. The Bears already having issues now. They just the defensive coordinator just quit today. Justin Fields blaming the coach for feeling robotic on the field and all this stuff. It's just not good look right now. This spread should actually probably balloon a point or two, but by kickoff, I think, honestly. Give me KC. This is way too low, I think, honestly.
And I agree. I think this is a game that helps get KC's offense into gear.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, totally agree with that one. The next big spread here is that the Dallas Cowboys head to Arizona to face the Cardinals. Dallas, again, 12-point favorites, over under 43. Zach, we got this one.
So this is what the Giants should have done. All right. When you watch Dallas play Arizona, this is what I would have expected the Giants to do as a team who was in the playoffs last year and has a $40 million quarterback. But, I love Dallas. Love Dallas to cover.
I'm kind of, I don't know, man.
That offensive line is terrible for Arizona.
Yeah. I think I'm going to take the under, though, on this one to be safe.
All right.
I can see, Dallas win 20, 27 to maybe 13 or something like that.
Sounds good. They cover for me.
Yeah, I don't know. Arizona's been kind of frisky this year though, even though they own 2. You know,
Yeah.
I get it. All right, next one here. We have the Pittsburgh Steelers heading to Vegas to face the Raiders. The Raiders are 3-point favorites rather. Over under is 43 points. Pittsburgh with none. Their offense is like shit. Matt Canada is probably gotta be on the hot seat as OC for that team. Um, Raiders get the blue rating against Buffalo last week. Um, I'll ride Pitt more week, man. Honestly, but I think the safe bet here is the under. I'm gonna take the under this one.
I'm gonna actually take Pittsburgh. I feel
Okay.
comfortable. I also think you're gonna start to really hear some calls for Josh McDaniels, and I don't think he finishes the season.
Well, they're 1-1 right now. I mean, we'll see. Maybe they lose a certain way this week. It may start the calls. So they get blown out. I don't know.
No, no.
I do think it's on the hot seat. I do think this
Yeah.
is his last year if he doesn't get shit together. So I definitely see that. So
I,
we'll set up.
I have not liked the offense, so
No, I'm with you. All right, 2 more games here, and they're both on Monday Night Football. By the way, before I start the games here, are you a fan of this doubleheader Monday night thing? I'm really not feeling it.
I'm a fan of the earlier start time. Can I be a fan of part of it?
But if the better game's the late game,
I don't care. I love watching football, and to start it at 7 o'clock instead of 8:30.
mm-hmm.
I'll take that.
Mm. All right, first game, Eagles at Tampa. Um, Eagles 5-point favorites over under 45.5. Buccaneers are 2-0. Baker Mayfield MVP. No, I'm joking. He's looked good though. He's looked pretty good first 2 weeks in. What do you think?
I would say this might be a beatdown. I feel like Philly has to get going on offense,
Yeah.
and Tampa has given up a ton of points to both of their opponents so far. So
Is he going to Philadelphia?
yeah,
So am I. I think the Eagles. I think it's gonna be a competitive game though, but I think they'll cover the 5 points still. So, and finally, last game here on the Monday night slate, we have the Super Bowl rematch of 2 years ago between the Rams and the Bengals at Cincinnati. Bengals are right now currently 2.5-point favorites, over under 43.5. We're still waiting for hear the word on Joe Burrow, whether or not you play or not. Uh,
oh
I
damn!
mean, it's a day by day. So I mean,
Oh, I didn't know that one.
yeah. I mean, the spread is 2.5 for a reason. I mean, if Joe Burrow was clear to play, this would be at least 4 or 5 points, at least, right?
Why?
In Cincy,
Why?
I mean, I guess the Rams have much better we give him credit for it, right? They look pretty good. Stafford's back.
They got a decent offense. They got
Yeah, I'm with you.
a defense.
Well, I'm gonna say this: I think Burrow will play, and I think they will win the game. So I'll take the 2.5 points and take the Bengals to cover the spread.
Yeah, I'm with you. I take Cincinnati too.
All right, there you go. All right, quick FSU minute, and then we'll touch on a couple of the big college games this weekend. Wow, that was a
Told you. I
yep.
told you.
You were right. Take Boston College on the points.
Yeah.
Yep,
Did
you're
not
right.
feel good at all.
Didn't think that shit would happen. They started slow first off for Florida State.
Yeah.
Then they had a great second and third quarter, and then what the fuck was that in the fourth quarter? What was that?
They thought the game was over.
They're looking ahead of Clemson, right?
Well, yeah, I'm sure they're looking ahead to Clemson. But no, I think that one was just poor coaching. Team stopped being excited to be out there.
So we got Clemson this week. Clemson is still not ranked. This game's at noon, and obviously I'll be at work, so I might miss a chunk of the game, if not all of it, depending on time I get out of work. Which pisses me off because if Clemson was a good team, actually this game would be a lot later. So screw you, Clemson, for being bad this year. That being said, Florida State 2.5-point favorites, over under 55.5. I think Knowles bounced back in a big way here. I think after last week's game, I think they understand the assignment this week. So I think that Knowles will cover and then some.
I agree. This I feel like is like a revenge game for years past.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Absolutely. I think looking ahead last week, I think they'll get all together. All right. As I said earlier, there's a lot of big games in college football. I want to cover real quick before we get out of here. Um, First off, the first game I want to touch on is Colorado at Oregon. 3-0 Colorado, 19 in the country. Oregon number 10 in the country. Pac-12. Last year the Pac-12 as is, and lots of Pac-12 teams right now in the top 25. Um, I mean, first off, Oregon is 21-point favorite. 70 points is the over/under. Um, there's no way Colorado wins this game, right? Especially without their best player, Travis Hunter.
Yeah, that was a huge blow. So I want to have faith at least in the coach and in his son and take the points, but yeah, actually, I'll take the points first, taking the over because I feel like it's screaming for an under.
Mm. So you got to take Colorado on the points, right?
Yeah.
A lot of fucking points. It really is. Even though Oregon is, as good as they are. The next game here I want to touch on is number 13 Alabama at home against Mississippi. Ole Miss. Um, Bama. This feels different, man. I mean, I've not seen them ranked this low this early in years.
How do you struggle to find a quarterback? Like,
Yeah.
in the age of the transfer portal, how do you not have a quarterback there?
Yeah.
So
Well, that being said, I'm gonna take Alabama to cover 7 points just because this I think they have one bounce back week. Probably a good game, but this is weird seeing Bama being bad. I want to say bad. I use Bama in quotations because they're not a bad team. It's just they're not dominant. So I'll say Bama in this game.
they're starting a different quarterback again.
Yeah.
I'll take Ole Miss.
Okay. Okay. What about Oregon State, Washington State? 14 against 21.
Man, I'll take the Beavers.
Me too. I'm there with you. Two more games we'll look at. Penn State at home against Iowa. Is Penn
That,
State the
that Look, I know it's division. I know it's always close. So maybe it's low scoring. I would bet low scoring first half.
so
If I had
40?
a bet to make, it'd be first half under.
What about overall under 40 points?
I worry it could get out of hand at the end.
Uh-huh.
So
I,
if I'm betting, it's Penn State.
I took Penn State as well on this one. And finally the big one, Ohio State number 6 against number 9 Notre Dame. It's a big one. This is a huge game for for both teams, but especially Notre Dame. I think might be the biggest game not since the 2012 national title game for this school. So I feel like if they win this game, this is the game that propels them probably into serious playoff consideration. And because the schedule for the most part, you got USC later in the year, a Duke in there, Clemson was not that good anymore. But I feel like this is the game that can propel them to going on a run here, a real run. I'm taking the upset Notre Dame here.
Yeah, and what I think about is what's more catastrophic, Ohio State losing or Notre Dame losing?
Well, it depends who you talk to because Ohio State fans are morons. They want Ryan
Well,
Day gone.
no, I'm Ohio State loses to Notre Dame. Then they probably lose to Michigan, right? So
Mm-hmm.
they'll have 2 losses. They'll be
Mm-hmm.
out of all the picture again.
Correct. Yep.
They'll be calling for the coach,
They're doing that now,
right?
even though they made the playoff last year.
Whereas Notre Dame could lose, and they won't really be calling for the coach.
No, Ohio State. That's easy. It's
Yeah.
Ohio State.
Yeah, that pressure's all on Ohio State.
Yeah, it's not even fair to be honest with you, but that's the way Columbus how they roll. Post Urban Meyer.
I'd just take the over.
I'm taking Notre Dame to upset this game here. So yeah, that's about it for all the big games for the week. Honestly. Oh wait. How about Utah against UCLA? 11 versus 22.
Oh, I like UCLA in that.
Do you?
Yeah.
On the road?
Yeah.
I'm taking Utah, but
I mean, I am a fan of Chip Kelly, so.
Anyway, good luck with your picks this week. It's gonna be a fascinating football weekend. Obviously the college slate a little better than the NFL slate this week, but I said it last week about college last week being shitty. And here we go. That teams was lost. Georgia was lost. Fortune was lost. Michigan was kind of in the frisky situation. So
Almost lost.
Alabama was lost too. So we should never rule out anything happening. So good luck with your picks this week, Zach, and we'll see you next week.
All right, man. Good luck.